The journey of reflection. Part 1. Acting as a sustainable entrepreneur.
So we first put a lot of time and effort into really getting a sense of the real problem in Brazil. And first we focused simultaneously on both biodiversity loss as well as poor quality of education. What we find out from the article by Bells and Binder about the sustainability entrepreneurship process, one should develop this successively and not simultaneously. So we decided on poor quality of education in Piauí as our main focus, and then we added, as we developed the lean canvas, we added the environmental aspect as well in terms of recycling materials, as well as adding the reforestation project. The lean canvas, the empathy map, and as well as the initial prototype was made during a quite short amount of time before the seminar. But at the seminar, the mentors gave us some valid points that we could work on after, which we did, and developed the venture and product further. The last thing we did was to make the physical prototype, and we had some suggestions on what material to use. And we came up with that cardboard would be the most effective and would show our vision most clearly. Before the festival, we organized on how to present and pitch the problem and what to emphasize upon, so we all were prepared to present in the same way and really get the message through with our product and venture. We all helped on staging our desk so it would look engaging and interesting, so that people would stop by and listen to our idea. We also wanted everyone during the festival to get around and get as much knowledge and experience as possible. So we all were changing from standing at the desk and talking about our product and pitching to improve those skills, as well as going to other and hear about their creative solutions. It gave me the chance to improve my networking skills at first by communicating and presenting an idea, as well as going around and listening and asking relevant questions to the others who were presenting their sustainable ideas. I find that my pitching skills developed further by pitching our idea myself, as well as listening to other pitches their idea and comparing the differences in how to gain interest and how to present a solution in an attractive way.
Part 2. Sustainability.
A social innovation I would define as an innovation that brings meaning and provide a better life for a group of people, and at the same time consider the ecological needs. I would further define a social innovation as a game-changing way of thinking, where the innovation offers a solution which is more functional and more affordable to the people affected, and at the same time made with scarce resources but still financially feasible. Which is why I believe that social innovation goes hand in hand with frugal innovation, which is explained in the article by Krishna to be cheap, tough, easy to use, and developed with minimal amount of raw materials. I believe that social innovation is about making do with whatever is at hand, also referred to as bricolage in the article Creating Something Out of Nothing by Baker and Nelson. I believe that one important aspect in the definition of a sustainable venture is the purpose. Instead of having a purpose of profit maximization by, for example, minimizing transaction costs, which can be seen in traditional organizations, a sustainable venture is about making a common good, both by considering environmental as well as social needs, which is further elaborated in the article Creating Sustainable International Social Ventures. A sustainable venture differs from a social venture by including both and thinking instead of either or thinking, meaning that all aspects of the triple bottom line is included in a sustainable venture. I believe that the model of different views of the triple bottom line is really useful when defining sustainable venture. In order for a venture to be defined as sustainable, I believe that not just all of the aspects of the triple bottom line need to be considered, but also that the foundation aspect should be the environment when developing the venture. as shown in the embedded view. I now have the embedded view instead of the intertwined.
Part 3. Your environmental leadership.
I have learned that there is hard work and really many aspects to consider in the process of making a sustainable venture. I have also learned the difficulty of balancing the different triple bottom line aspects. However, I have gained knowledge and experience in many sustainable entrepreneurial areas from really examining a problem and getting to the root cause of the problem to creating a solution and a prototype, and doing this with whatever you have at hand with scarce resources, as explained in the article by Baker and Nelson. Through the activities in this course, such as examples in lecture as well as the festival, I have learned that there are countless of ways of making changes in society, and I have increased my confidence in the opportunities of making a social and environmental change through a venture and still being profitable. I have learned that to foster change and a sustainable development in society, existing as well as new ventures need to shift their organizational principles from exploitative reasoning, such as exploiting resources and single objective maximization, towards perpetual reasoning, including, for instance, resource perpetuation and benefit stacking, which is described in the article by Parge. I believe that the responsibility of this development lies on the collective as well as on the individual level, where I have come to learn that the need to make a shift in evaluation of wealth and reconnect to the biosphere, as explained in the article by Folke et al. As stated in the article of Boiral, managers within the pre-conventional and conventional stages are more concerned by self-preservation, while the post-conventional leaders instead prioritize the contribution to the common good. After taking this course, I am even more convinced than before that I can place myself to the post-conventional stage. However, I believe that my environmental leadership style has shifted from an individualist towards more a strategist leadership style. I have changed my environmental leadership style preference partly because I have gained more knowledge about the major environmental issues that the world is facing, which have increased my sense of urgency as well as my interest for global environmental issues. I believe that a more in-depth pro-environmental vision and organizational culture with a long-term view is needed, and why I consider myself as a strategist.